to have the Jews leave the country. You know, it's more political than anything else, but we don't have a clear answer, and I say that in my book. About the minaret, was that in Tripoli or in other places? Because I know that there were some conversions of Islam.
Yugoslavia.
Where?
Took place in another country.
In other country, right?
Yeah,
In other country.
Yugoslavia.
Where?
Serbia.
In Serbia, yeah?
No, the story I have is definitely Libya.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. But there were some conversions to Islam in small towns. And I remember one in Benghazi, yes. Under duress and so on, and they, during the pogroms and during these things to save their lives. Yes.
Okay, further. Yes, sir? And then after you. There's a mic coming in.
Yes, just 1 second, please.
Thank you very much for a very informative lecture. I would like to ask two questions. Concerning the Shoah period, I know that we interviewed some descendants of victims of the Shoah who complained that for decades they weren't recognized as victims of the Shoah and they were not allowed to get any compensation. You seem to give a sort of explanation that most of those who were sent to the concentration camps in Europe were citizens maybe of other countries, and that's why they were not mentioned or they were not identified as Libyans. I don't know the answer, but I know that many people suffered from this non-recognition. Second, you spoke about immigration out of, oppression. But I know that there was a Zionist movement in Libya, and there were many rabbis who took the initiative of making Aliyah long before anti-Semitism was acute. And can you elaborate on this?
Shalom, just wait for the mic.
Also, thank you very much for the very interesting talk. Two-part question, very simply. One, what is the portrait of the community in Israel today? Can you elaborate on that? And as an aspect of that, does it maintain a certain unity, institutions, etc.? Thank you.
Any further? Okay, that's it then. Last.
Very good questions. Thank you very much. Really very good questions. I'll answer the questions, and then you'll find also the answers here, which I'm going to distribute freely for you. About the Shoah, I say it's a very good question because I wanted to deal with this issue in my book, but I did not want at this time to attack the Israeli government and what we have done for these people. Although these people are very old now and they have not benefited from Misrad HaOtzar that got the money in Germany in 1953 for all the Jews that were persecuted also in North Africa. Jado, however, the people of Jado have been receiving what is called renta for years now from Germany, okay, in euro and also from Misrad HaOtzar. One of the leaders of the Libyan Jewish community, Rakah Halab Shalom, said that in 1956 he approached Goldman and he told him that, listen, we also have suffered and all that and so on. And he said, it's not my words, he said, Goldman answered him, he said, don't you dare take a tramp on our things. That's, as I said, that's why I did not use this in my book, because I don't have, it's just hearsay from the community. Last year, the Claims Conference and through the World Jewish Congress have been successful in getting also the Tunisian and Libyan Jews, what happened to them, to get some compensation, but within limitations of income, of this and that. In fact, I have been okaying and approving the people that were there, that were not there, with certificates, with this and that and the other. Migration. I'm sorry, I apologize if I gave the impression that because of persecution they made Aliyah. They were very, very Zionist. Very Zionist. It couldn't have been only persecution if 94% of these people have migrated to Israel. It was the Zionist, very embedded, and rightly so. What you said, that many rabbis from 1906, with their correspondence with Herzl and with the World Zionist Congress, there have been some letters that are these Zionist archives showing that there has been a correspondence with Herzl, with the Zionist organization, and the infrastructure that was built under the Italian occupation, with a little bit of a lull during the Second World War, or before the Second World, I mean after 1938 and up to 1943, with that part that Zionist clubs and Zionist activities were not functioning. As a part of that, Zionism was very, very much embedded in school, in education, in the Bate Knesset, and rabbis in general were supportive of Zionism and Aliyah to Israel. I have not come across a Libyan that is not a Zionist. I really have not. And these Libyans in Rome, I would say, when I said ambivalent, they are really split over whether stay in Italy or come here, and they all want to come here. I mean, there is that desire to come here. And therefore they bought houses and they come here to spend the Hagim, also because they have most of their families here also, for family. The second question, also a very good question. The portrait of the community, profile, and in Israel and to what extent. You have it here. This is, I say, יהדות לוב, המשכיות והסתגלות, יובל לעלייתה ארצה. Let me deal or address the second part of the question. Very cohesive community, very much unified, but it also have intermarried with other Jewish communities. Very proud of its origins, of its minhagim, of its synagogues, of its type of prayers. Much to my surprise, people have taken to write their memoirs or to write episodes about Libya. They are very much in education. They are very much in writing. All of a sudden you have X man or X woman writing a book and publishing it. Okay, there have been a plethora of a dearth of publications by individuals of the community about their previous staying in Libya or their arrival here in Israel, about rabbis, about community leaders, about their families, and they are all very, very proud people of their heritage. The profile, it's really parallel to other Mizrahi communities. I have here some statistics of their role in politics, in economics, and in in education. Most of them have done well in education. Few have done in politics. Somehow, the Libyan Jewish community is not interested so much in politics. In commerce and in business, you see Teshuba and others, what they are doing now when they started from nothing. They would not think of leaving this country to go to America or to go to Europe or to go to places. They are very much Israel oriented, very, very much so. I have not seen, I mean, I deal here with certain fields like lawyers, like journalists, like engineers, like academia and so on. There has been some progress from 40 years ago. I looked at the לשכה מרכזית לסטטיסטיקה of 1965, MIFCAD, and 1991. And the comparison is that between 65 and 1991, Libyan Jews had fared quite well, but not as well as the general community, especially the Western origin like Europe, America. They are still within the Asian African framework.
I'm echoing all your sentiments when I say this was a marvelous, not only enlightening but and stimulating, and we thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
And I'd like to say to all of you, wish you all Pesach, Chag Sameach v'Kasher, and look forward to meetings in the future. And we're all looking forward, Professor, to your book. We are all looking forward to getting hold of your book. When will it be published?
In September by Sussex University Press.
We look forward to